Hello and welcome to Bloke on the Range, and I'm out here at 300 metres in Thun Gunzelsee with my friends Don't Let Friends Buy Bullpups thing, and my excuse is that Chappie did it first with his FAMAS. So yeah, Bushmaster M17S, the first civilian, reasonably mass production bullpup, and it's actually a derivative of the Leader T2, which we'll go into another time when we take you through the insides of it. Now, basically, this is a bit of a meme gun. I kind of like it, surprisingly. I bought it and imported it from the States at great expense via Les of Polaris Logistics, so thanks very much for arranging that, Les. It's kind of well thought out on the ergonomics. I've kept it as it came to me, as original as it came to me, and it had already had some skateboard tape and things put on it. This is a late one, 8,000 serial number range, and it's got the original rail, which pairs well with a Holosun 503, and they have a very lovely circle dot reticle, two mower dot and a 65 mower ring with some stadia, so you can detect your cant if you're doing it deliberately or otherwise. What I particularly like about it from a bullpup perspective is that you can actually get at all the controls with one hand without giving an SA80 reach around. So it's AR-15 control groups, and it's got an ambidex mag release on both sides, and the hold open catch, ooh, where is it? There is gettable at with your thumb when you cock that. Now, K&M Aerospace do all sorts of upgrades, and are even making new ones, which are actually a bit closer to the Leader roots, because they have triangular bolt heads, whereas this is made by Bushmaster. Bushmaster were making AR-15s, so this has an AR-15 bolt head. That's what they're making. Makes sense. Anyway, we'll go into the insides and the gubbins of this at another time, but what we're going to do now, I've just zeroed it, and I'm going to shoot a 10-round group and see where it goes on the Swiss figure target, and give you my sort of shooting impressions of it. And through British fashion, I'm going to shoot magazine supported position, so using the magazine as a monopod, and yeah, let's see how it goes. Now, if that group had been centered, they'd have all been on the silhouette. And I've got another one of these on my Australian Automatic Arms SAC, and I'm finding the same thing. I'm not entirely convinced they actually hold zero adequately enough for 300 meters, but what I'm going to do is give it a couple of clicks right. In principle, they're half mower clicks. I'm not convinced, and they seem to be not quite consistent, be a bit sticky. Let's go 3 and down 3. And put another 10 rounds down. Make sure I've got 10 rounds. Well, I must say, I'm more than happy with that. Showing about those 2 3s and the rest are all in the 4, which is only 20 centimeters wide. And that is with bog standard Frontier bulk pack 55 grain ammo. I'm really super impressed. And the limiting factor on this is partly the fact that this is a non-magnifying optic. I'm doing my best to keep the reticle centered in the optic to avoid any risk of parallax. But it's yeah, it's kind of, it covers most of the silhouette. Now, in terms of shooting the rifle, I mean, it's a bullpup. There's an empty mag. So compared to a conventional layout, they're quite sit up and beg. Down a bit. It's already quite high, and then the optic is fairly high as well. It's not too bad. I mean, that will be my natural head position. I've just got to sit up and beg a little bit. If we compare it to a conventional layout, just get all them out. You can see how much taller the bullpup ends up compared to it's not an inline. It's a very conventional layout. I mean, the top of the receiver's in basically the same height, but then this optic ends up much higher because this has a dropped stock, so you can have everything very low down like that. But that's a general bullpup thing. And you may have noticed that the manual of arms on this actually works very well. Do everything with your left hand, everything's reachable. Safety catch is sort of Steyr-Aug-ish. It's reachable with the thumb and that part of your finger, unlike the SA80 where it's there, which means you have to use your left thumb or reach all the way round. Overall, I've been very impressed with this, and I'm generally a hater of bullpups, but I like this. Now, this is a candidate alongside this to go to Finland with me to shoot an SRA match next month. In fact, by the time this video is released, I've probably been and gone, so we'll know, if you follow us on social media, what I've actually taken with me. But yeah, I'm actually impressed. That accuracy is, well, it's ahead of that, and there's another video of me shooting this. That's only a 10.5, and this is, I believe, 21.5 off the top of my head, inch. So this clearly has bigger legs than this. This rail, actually this is fibre reinforced polymer, and then this is aluminium mounted on it. And when it came to me, it was wobbly. The screws were loose, but I couldn't fix that myself because it requires taking the barrel out to get at the screws that come in from the other side. Matt at M46CH fixed that for me, which is very nice of him. So I'm absolutely confident of this shooting very straight now. So I'm thinking this might be the one that goes with me to Finland. Anyway, I'm going to have a bit of a play with this off camera and use that to inform my decision as to which I take with. Yeah.
Later.
So after a bit of playing off camera in various positions, I'm liking this. I'm confident that this is holding 0, which is good. Let me just save some data by turning that one off there. Interestingly, with this muzzle device, which is so like Brownell's Catalogue 2005, I haven't really got muzzle climb. Standing, it kicks sort of slightly down and right, but it comes back pretty quickly. Prone, it really doesn't move that much at all. Initially when I got this, it was aligned to the right, but when the barrel was taken out and put back in, there wasn't enough tension. It ended up having to have it vertical, but that won't be changed in the near future. That will be, yeah, because it will require re-zeroing. Trigger is, well, it's bullpup in it. It's It's long and spongy, but fairly light and not too bad for a bullpup, to be honest. Fairly happy with it. The gas system is sort of back there and inside the extruded tube. You do get a little bit of gas in your eyes, like an AR-15. Not too bad though. Yeah, overall I'm actually kind of impressed with this, within the bounds of it being a bullpup. It's 3.7 kilos unloaded, which is moderately heavy. Balance is way better than an SA-80. It's okay. Fore-end length is okay. Overall, I think these are underrated. Actually, I think this is a much better rifle than people give it credit for. So, anyway, this is now an extremely good candidate for going to Finland with me in a few weeks. And yeah, so anyway, thanks very much to patrons for supporting these kind of crazy endeavors. Sorry for the lighting, it is what it is. Yeah, if you haven't become a patron yet, please consider doing so. It really helps us to do this stuff and go cool places and shoot cool guns with cool people and stuff like that. So thanks very much for anyone who wants to help us along with that, and see you again sometime. Bye.